One. What is going on, YouTube? Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Today we are bringing you another phenomenal episode of the Seaside podcast that clearly is the best podcast on YouTube and Twitch currently right now. I mean, obviously this episode isn't because we just got done playing some CDL Mosh Pit, but we're here now. Ignore AJ, who's just ego-chowing his own camera right now. But we're here with the wonderful, the unshallowable, the master of S&D, Michael Hishman.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, Jake. Go fuck yourself, Jake.
And in the other corner, weighing in at 175 pounds, at a height of 5'2", AJ Hammond.
That's fucked up. That's so far. I am not 175.52, bro. Buck 50, a pure Italian Syrian fucking will gun you off a heady, and I'll also beat your ass after.
They call him the 240 shorty, AJ Hammond.
Holy fuck. That's how I like him now.
Big week, everyone.
She ain't 280, she ain't a lady.
That's how we're starting, okay. So.
Hey, do you want to know my theory about fat bitches?
Oh god. We're not even 2 minutes into this, and we're already starting with this.
Okay, you want to fuck a fat bitch because, listen, nobody wants to touch them. Therefore, they're the tightest because they're never used. So, you just got to get past the forest and...
Bro, I don't think that's how female anatomy works.
Anyway, everyone, we had a great weekend of games. Let's regain here. Great game and great. Oh my god.
Do we need some lighting for me?
You look like you're standing outside of a prison right now in the spot. I just saw you.
Yeah, I got my mechanic light.
All right.
Where the shit?
All right. So we're starting off Friday. 3-1 Florida. Nothing much expected. Actually, we have some breaking news before we even start anything. Breaking news from Twitter today. Did you guys see?
Oh, Mr. Paddy Wagon?
Mr. Paddy Wagon.
Paddy Wagon.
Florida has officially dropped.
That wasn't a meme. No one would give a fuck.
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest, I totally forgot that Brack was even on the team.
I'm going to be honest. I totally forgot that Dave Patty existed.
Dave Patty. I mean, honestly, starting off with this Florida roster, there's not much to say. They win some, they lose most. I don't really get it.
1-for-1 trade. They're just throwing everything at the wall without spending money. That's my take.
7th right now? Wait, Boston is 11th place?
Yeah, because they're not great.
Yeah, they haven't won a single match.
First, no. They're 2-4.
Point being, Dave Patty is now officially back in, so clearly they want to win a hard point. Hand of control.
I mean, to be fair, his whole shtick last year was he just sat back and stat padded. He just played hella slow. And now that it's a slow ass. Oh, I still think this is a slow game.
I think this is a very fast game.
Well, compared to Vanguard,
I think this is a very fast game compared
so
to.
You think Mercado hardpoint is just as fast as Bocage hardpoint?
Yeah. I think this game is just as fast. It's just the movement doesn't feel as good, so it feels clunkier. So it doesn't feel as fast because people aren't slide canceling halfway across the map and jump challenging you from everywhere.
That's true.
Now you're just being
game.
Being hit by the headshot.
Oh, I hear AJ twice.
It's okay. You don't have to worry about it.
I'm in your fucking walls. That's why.
I don't gotta worry about motherfucker. Okay, bet.
Jake, are we live, by the way?
No, I'm just recording.
Oh, we're recording. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
My
headset feels wonky. Sorry.
Now he's just showing off his biceps.
You're good.
No, I mean, dude. Here's the thing, right? Something wasn't working with Florida. Certainly wasn't Brack, but I'm not a GM. They have Dave Patty on the bench. He had a good half of an event last year, and they're gonna try it. Which, props to them for making a move because what they have right now clearly isn't working. I'm glad to see that they're not hesitant to pull the trigger, unlike some other teams in the league. However, I don't think Dave Patty's the answer, and I certainly don't think Brack was the one to get cut here.
I think this team gets significantly slower.
No shit, you got Dave Patty.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
The guy doesn't have a left thumb.
I don't really see like the benefit of picking up Dave Patty because it's like realistically, you already have Havoc, who's probably one of the fastest, probably one of the best S&D players in the game right now. So S&D between Havoc and Major Maniac is not really your issue.
Drop Major.
I don't even know if it's Major. I think it's one or the other. Realistically, I agree with you, AJ. I don't think Brack was the problem on this team. The thing about Major Maniac is he brings that intangibles and he's like that coaching, kind of that glue, especially for this younger team. Because I don't think Havoc has what it takes to be kind of like an IGL in some of those control situations. I mean, he knows the game very well. I mean, dude's been. Every time I turn on Twitch, dude's doing 1v1 chows on.
Yeah, in the fucking morning too.
Yeah, like it's impressive. Dude's 1v1ing before scrims. So I mean, I give him props. I think Havoc, is probably one of the better players on this team. But I don't think picking up Dave Patty fixes a lot of your issues. I still think you're a significantly slower team compared to someone like a Toronto Ultra who's just going to be flying around the map. You're going to get gunned off the map by 2/3 of them. I mean, New York subliners are going to be flying at you from all angles. I don't think picking up Dave Patty for holding a lane is going to be any difference. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like that's the most realistic take here, right? Is that something isn't right with the team. I don't think a one-man change is going to be enough, and I certainly don't think that Brack was the guy to go.
I also don't think that the lowest man on the totem pole on this team was Major Maniac. I don't know.
Why is that? Because he's short?
No, okay. Hear me out. Realistically, I don't think it's anything with the team. I truly think that most of it is coming from the coaching side of things and just not making good calls or good vetoes or, not making good play decisions at the end of the day and not setting this team up for the best line of success that you can have.
Yeah.
I mean, Florida hasn't touched a grand final since Modern Warfare,
I mean, I don't how much of it is coaching and how much of it is the front office?
I agree, but
we can sit here and blame coaching all day, but if the front office isn't willing to spend money to entice players to come to the team, right? Good players come to the team. You could dip in the challengers, but
clear they did. It didn't work.
Who owns Mutineers? Misfits.
They did that. And
that tells me everything I need to know.
Misfits said this year that they were willing to drop more of a bag on their team, and clearly, I don't know if they didn't realize the price of Cold Havoc when coming onto this team. Or what, but clearly they're not playing Vickle and Brack. I mean, anything more than league minimum at 50 Gs each, So if I had to guess, Dave Patty was probably on a good 2-year, either that or a 1+1, but his price tag's probably not that much. So I don't know, boys.
I just don't get it. It's a weird one.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird one.
Because he wasn't that good last year. I don't even think he's even doing good in challengers.
I don't think he's bad.
He's an average player.
He's an average player. I mean, he's kind of got that fill-in role. He's kind of like a bargain brand Lamar, to be honest.
I feel like I've never seen this guy in the hill.
He's always in the hill.
Dave Patty?
Yeah.
Motherfucker used to sit in the back and just fucking aim down fucking alleys. Like, what the fuck?
To be fair,
seen him step foot,
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Different game could be playing a different play style. Vanguard played a little bit differently than this game played. Obviously we haven't seen him on a Modern Warfare title. And coming into the league last year, it's a totally different game than what we're playing this year. So we could also
keep in mind too, like for them to be and this could be a faded take because we've seen how well these literal 3-year-olds manage their Call of Duty teams, but you'd like to think that changing a team and essentially null and voiding a good amount of practice and preparation for this major 2 weeks before the tournament happens, it was either do or die, or they knew something was going to happen. They just needed a week or two to figure out whether it was the right move or not. Or, it could be, again, because some of these GMs are literal, like, actually 5. It could have just been like, oh shit, we suck, put Dave in.
Yeah. Could just
So,
be we feel like, hey guys, we need some different results here. So they're like, whatever.
right.
We have Dave on the bench, just throw him out there.
But, like, I'd like to think that it was a calculated decision, so.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, I mean, we'll make this all our last take on Florida because, I mean, we could sit here and talk about it all day. But I think picking up another AR on this team isn't really your best idea. I think if anything, you should have picked up a compliment to Colt Havoc on the sub, But that's just me. I mean, Vickle. I mean, I know KD's not everything. I know, some people bring intangibles, but dropping Brack, who's, let's see, where is he? If we're just looking at KD's here, I mean, kid had a 1.5, 1.05, where Vickle's dropping a 0.89. I don't know. I think you needed a compliment to add to Colt Havoc that can just go out and fry, or at least get a challenge. But I think dropping Brack was not your smartest decision, or just run 3 ARs constantly like they did last year with 1 sub. It sounds bad, but like that's been their cookie cutter results for the past couple of years, and I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. So, anyway, how about them fucking Optic Texas boys, huh?
Yeah, they're finally doing something.
Finally doing something.
Sorry, I don't mean to derail it. We could talk about it later.
No. Well, I mean, you already brought it up, so we'll talk about it now. So for everyone that hasn't been on any form of social media in the past 2 weeks, Optic Scump retired. If you guys haven't, check out the video up above. There'll be a little thing coming up right now, right there. There it is. Okay, click that. That's my video that I made personally about Scump. But if not, Scump retires, and they go, hey, we're gonna bring back in Dashy. Which, in fairness, I think should have been the original move. Not original move, but I mean, kid's goated at the end of the day. He's frying. Looking like a totally different team today, or this weekend.
I have an opinion on this.
Go ahead.
So, okay.
You think it was calculated?
No, definitely the fuck not. But here's the thing. I, for the last 2 episodes, have been harping on pace with Optic Texas and how slow Dashy was. So, if we think about it this way, right? Without the whole Scump fiasco, right? This is essentially still a 1-for-1, right? Scump for Hook.
Yeah.
Scump was a slower sub. Dude, I'm done talking about like, the out of game shit, right? Like, oh, Dashy's gonna be on a revenge tour. He got dropped for the 3rd time. Maybe this is the wake up call. I'm done talking about that bullshit because obviously it doesn't. No one gives a fuck about that, and it doesn't matter to the players.
Yeah.
And neither in a good or bad way, but like it is mind blowing to me that you can add one player who has historically over the last few years been struggling in like an insane amount, and just because he plays faster increases the skill ceiling and the average like skill per match of 2 separate teams with no practice.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's insane, like in a good way, right?
Yeah.
Hook has been on 2 separate teams in the past 2 weeks, essentially. Optic with Scump, and then now Optic with Dashy. Both teams have looked absolutely fucking stellar. I'm just gonna go on a rant here.
Go ahead. I'll cut you off.
Against who was it? Who was it? It was against the first match this past weekend. The first one with Hook. It was fucking Boston, right?
Scump's last.
Lost the hard point. No. The first one with Dashy. They played 2. One against Ultra and then one against.
Oh, you said first one with Hook.
Sorry, yeah.
Do you want Hook or
Hook
Dashy?
Hook Dashy roster.
Hook Dashy roster. It should have been.
They smoke. Everyone smokes Boston.
Seattle, I believe. Seattle.
Yeah. Okay. So two arguably the best teams in the game, right? First one, Seattle. Literally the first time playing in how long? You don't know spawns. To look that good without knowing spawns. Are you kidding me? And then to turn it around the next day and smoke the best respawn team in the game.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm so optimistic and I'm very happy that things are clicking right now.
Did you mean to say you're Optic mystic?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
With the, what's it called? Everybody dropped over a 0.1 except for Dashy that first game without Scump. Dashy dropped a 0.84.
Okay, so you guys can call me faded, left, right, and center. Okay. I mean, you heard it. Okay, so right, if we're talking strictly Optic, right? Strictly Optic, right? I think there's a. I mean, Crim's brought it up, Clay's brought it up, Formal's brought it up. All previous players that have all played on Optic at some point in time all talk about the pressure that comes with being on this team and the amount of love you get when you do good and hate you get when you do bad.
Yeah, but if you can't take the pressure, you shouldn't be a pro.
But that's not what I'm saying, Hish. No, I agree. But these 14-year-old CDL players that can't handle the pressure, here's where we are. Anyway, I think the fact that and this is my only explanation for it, for why Hook has just turned around and been able to have just like a phenomenal year, right?
Yeah.
It comes into Optic, all of a sudden turns around as, everyone's like, whoa, Hook, where is this Hook coming from, right? It's old Hook, right? I think it's the pressure being on Optic, I mean, most people, it's the dream team, it's either Toronto, FaZe, or Optic at this point that you want to be on for any team at any point in time. They got the biggest bags. They got the most support. They have this. I mean, at the end of the day, Optic is a way of getting yourself out there. It's the pinnacle of being on a CDL team. So, who caught a lifeline at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Who got the biggest lifeline in esports?
Who got a lifeline because of the Friendship League?
The biggest.
And I think he realized that, And I think that's why he's been able to turn it around and just being like, holy shit, like, I'm on a team that I can actually do well. We're shooting well. We're going straight.
Also,
I'm back with XEO, Zeo, whatever it is. I don't know.
I think it's a comfort thing too, right? You're under similar management under a different brand. Same management, different brand.
Yeah.
Like literally the exact same Empire management plus Hector.
Which I feel like is just a plus at the end of the day.
Yeah, right. And you're familiar with the process of Rambo, even though he's evidently taking a little bit of a
bowling hiatus,
of a back step. Well, not even that, a bowling hiatus. A little bit of a step back from like kind of being up their asses, which I think a coach should.
Is he even coaching still?
A step back.
I think
a step
so.
back.
I mean,
do you mean he's stepping into another lane, AJ?
Yeah, he's not doing bowling etiquette correctly.
Bro,
I learned this is totally unrelated. This is totally unrelated, bro. I learned how to bowl the other night. I was bowling strikes left and
oh god, okay.
Fuck, left and right.
We should go bowling.
Anyway,
your ego is through the roof. Anyway, back to the topic at hand here, gentlemen. Before we get off topic, there, my ADD boys.
It's racist.
It's not. It's not.
Extremely racist.
That's why, because we're Arab.
Lord. Anyway, so revitalization of Fuke. Would you chill? Take a chill pill.
Perk.
Lord.
Sorry.
Lord. Anyway, so Optic looking better than ever. I will say the one match against Seattle Surge. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Seattle. They don't look like the same Seattle.
They jocked.
Seattle's shocked. I don't know what it is, but they're getting checked left and right. So
Mac is not great online.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll get a LAN and perform top 5. I mean, I think they're probably in one of the candidates for being top 5.
Now, if they don't, do you make a change?
If they don't, do you make a change? Yeah, but who do you change out?
Mac.
You're saying Mac? Okay.
Mac.
I mean, I know the one isn't. and I am going to continue to die on this hill. It's not going to be Lamar accuracy.
No.
It's not going to be Lamar. That's your IGL. That's your vibe check, your ego check. That's your ego check.
This weekend.
There is matches this weekend. Change out Mac. I don't know. My only issue is I don't see Seattle making a change on this roster, even if they don't place high. I really don't. I don't see them. I see them liking this team too much and making a change after the end of this year. I see them sticking with it, even if they're bottom.
I mean, yeah, because Pred's walking. Pred's
walking. So
And you know where he's going.
What's the point of signing another player if you know at the end of the year that some players on most of these teams are all leaving?
Dude, I could predict the fucking offseason right now. Fucking Pred is gonna go to Optic. Zinni's retiring, also going to Optic. Boom.
Who do you get rid of on that team though? Who do you get rid of on Optic for Pred?
Well, you get rid of Hook. Fuck out of here.
Optic wins champs, they run it back. There's no way Pred.
There's no way Pred joins that team. There's no way.
Pred walks to Toronto.
I think FaZe, if anything.
Oh, fuck, don't say that, bro.
I think he's going to FaZe, if you really want my opinion. I don't see the Tiny Terrors sticking
For
together.
who? Yeah, I guess.
I don't see Abizi.
Where does Abizi go to? Oh my god. No, this is too much for me.
Hear me out.
This is too much for me to think about.
Hear me out. Abizi going to Thieves.
Yeah, get Kenny out of the league.
I don't see Kenny sticking on this league. Okay, we're gonna talk about Thieves real quick. All right, ready?
Okay.
Ready? I'm gonna blow your minds, boys. All right, ready? This LA Thieves team, okay, notably have been terrible past couple of weeks. Just not looking like the same championship roster that they stepped out with last year, right? And most people are gonna say sickness. It's gonna be this, that, and I'm all for conspiracy theories.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just saw what Cap did. You just saw what Cap did this weekend. That boy fried.
Not staying. If you think that.
You're faded. You're
faded.
I think they sign him as a sub and keep him on the back burner like they did with ProLoot. LA Thieves is always LA Thieves has always been a team that has constantly had a substitute. This year they don't have one. They dropped Pentagram, didn't they?
No.
They still have Pentagram on the bench.
I believe so.
I don't think they do. I think they let go of him.
Who?
Pentagram.
Oh, what team?
LA Thieves. I think they dropped Pentagram. I don't think they have. Yeah, Pentagram is not on this team.
Yeah. It says Capital.
It says Capital. Exactly. I'm sure
they
just
had to sign him.
They probably just signed him to a 14-day, right? Making sure Kenny's okay, right? But
Kenneth.
And I'm gonna say this again, and I know it doesn't mean anything. But for the last two splits, Kenny has had the worst KD in the game. Okay. And we can make excuses and say it's a totally different game. He's been sick, make all of these excuses for Ken. But it's not the same Ken that came out last year and was the MVP caliber two majors back to back. And don't get me wrong.
MVP caliber.
Candidate, winner, whatever you want to call it, whatever. Right? It's not the same Ken. It's not the same Ken that we're seeing this year. It's a totally different Kenny. And it seems like it was the Kenny that was back on that OG
the
LA
normal
captain.
Kenny. It's the normal Kenny, bro. He had one decent few months of fucking Call of Duty. It's the best time you could ever peak as a player.
I think Ken retires. Either that or they put him to the bench. Seriously, I seriously think they do.
No, dude. If TJ Halley can be in the fucking league, then Kenny can be in the league. I'm sorry, bro.
I'm a TJ Hawley hater, and TJ Hawley has more credibility, in my opinion, than Kenny does at this point in time.
You guys, I feel bad for TJ.
No. We'll get to Paris. Don't worry. We'll get to Paris. I'm telling you, they sign Cap. I don't think they keep Kenny. Originally, if you would have asked me at the beginning of this year and be like, who's the first man out? I would have said Dill. I would have said Envoy. I would have said they dropped Dylan at the drop of a hat. Why? Because Optic loves, Optic, Christ. I got OGLA in my head. LA Thieves loves Draza and they love Kenny. Muddog and Kenny, the three of them have just had a bond since OGLA and since before that, where they've been winning majors and now a championship.
Yeah.
Now Kenny can't perform and pull up his caliber. I mean, if I'm Kenny and I'm coming back to play this weekend, I better be playing lights out. I better be playing old Ken style. Why? Because this team is JCap and Mud Dog. At the end of the day, it's a business. They're gonna drop someone if they're not doing well.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters who it is.
That's weird to think.
It's weird to think, but I think they drop him. I don't even know if they drop him or if they just go, hey, Kenny's going to move to a substitute role. He's got some things going on in his life. X, Y, and Z,
Wait,
fill in
was
the blank.
he sick or was something going on?
They say being sick, okay? And they say they've been chalking scrims, X, Y, and Z, whatever. Okay, but you're a gamer. Suck it up. Play it. Listen. Dude, listen. At the end of the day, this league is cutthroat, and I know as many people say it's a friendship league. This league is cutthroat, and it's at the end of the day, it's a business. As much as your GMs and your managers and that entire talent acquisitions team might like you, they're going to cut you. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, every other team is trying to get better. It doesn't matter who it is, and this league is so competitive this year. If your team is not firing on all cylinders, you are going to get checked. Look at Boston. Boston, at the beginning of the year, great team. People start figuring out the game. They're now checked. I think they're the next team to make a move.
Honestly, Boston, every single team says that Boston's the best scrim team.
Scrims don't mean nothing at the end of the day.
No, I know, but for some reason they can't. They can't.
The issue I have with scrims, and obviously, nobody really streams scrims anymore. Why? Because people get butthurt that the chat's in there just roasting them. Don't get me wrong. I feel bad because you're just trying to get your practice in. Turn off chat for a while. Don't worry about it. Go practice. Put out some content at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Listen, you're going to get called worse once you get on the land. What are you going to do? Mute people in person? No, you can't do that.
Nobody talks shit in person.
No, nobody talks shit in person. You are
I do.
faded. You are faded.
You would go up to a pro and talk shit to him?
Bro, I was sitting in the move of the match screaming at the entire FaZe team every expletive that I have learned in my entire life, along with "you suck."
And it's even worse. If you can't handle scrims, and seeing scrims, how are you going to be in person? When you could actually hear them screaming at you. The second you take off your headphones, you're going to hear that crowd in front of you.
This is why I love Scrap. This is exactly why I love Scrap. This guy
doesn't care.
He's just like me for real.
He's got a little bit of a better gunny, but we'll leave that one on the back.
Listen. He had the entire venue's worth of Optic fans screaming at him, and he's sitting there talking shit, talking back.
And you know what's even crazy? What's even crazier about it? He's got the rest of that Ultra team on that mentality now, which is even more terrifying when Jamie Insight at 5'6" is screaming at you across the stage.
Bro, this guy learned how to say, "I'm your dad," and "you suck"
in Spanish in a night, Spanish, bro. In a night. That is
just to talk shit when he won his match the next day.
That is, you gotta respect it.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I love it. I love it.
Anyway, okay. I'm gonna say it. Toronto Ultra, best team in the game right now.
No.
Yes.
New York is.
No. Toronto Ultra, best team in the game right now.
They just got beat by FaZe. New York.
It's New York. Toronto Ultra is the best team in the game right now.
They got routed by Optic, bro, after one day of practice.
I still think Toronto Ultra is probably one of the best teams in the game.
One of the, yes.
One
of the, yes.
I would put them top three. I would put them top three. Who do you think is the best team in the game right now?
Shit, I don't even know.
New York.
I would say New York. Yeah, I would say
New York are faster. I think New York are faster. Scrap. Okay, so here's my rationale. Hydra is a guaranteed nuclear game every game, which is insane. Scrap has had off series. Can you name me an off series that Hydra has had yet this year? And I know we've only had 6, 7, 8 matches.
You want to pull up?
But still.
Hold on, let me pull up a receipt because I'm pretty sure here. You know what? We're not even talking about Hydra. We won't talk about Hydra because I agree.
He's so good.
I agree.
And that's because, and maybe it's not a guarantee, right? Maybe I'm over exaggerating a little bit, but still, I think Hydra is better than Scrap. I think Hydra is more reliable than Scrap. I think Hydra has better game sense than Scrap, and that's why I think New York is the clear cut number one.
Yeah. Literally.
Because every other team, because they are carbon copies of each other.
Who?
It's just one has a better SMG.
Scrap and Hydra?
Yes.
Scrap runs an AR.
Oh fuck! You know what I mean. One has a better. I'm faded. It is 12:25 a.m. and I'm exhausted. For some reason, I saw Scrap with a Vaznev and just. But even still, right? It's just like you think of the main slayers on each individual teams, whether they're running a sub or an AR, and you see that Hydra is just absolutely untradeable.
Yeah.
Whereas Scrap, Scrap is still a rookie, right? When he grows into a full-fledged, player, I think he has a higher skill ceiling than Hydra does. It's just right now, I think New York are the clear-cut number one because of the fact that Scrap is just not quite as good as Hydra is.
I don't know how the fuck New York still has Hydra. I don't know how he hasn't.
They signed a bag on him. They signed him. Dude, he's a franchise player. He's not going anywhere. I guarantee you, he probably signed a 3-year contract in New York. He's not going anywhere. They.
That is their franchise player, dude.
That is their Scump. That is their Tiny Terrors. He's
Tiny Terrors are washed.
That is so faded.
Is it?
So faded.
Really?
That is the most.
Here we fucking go.
Really? I think they're washed. They haven't done shit forever. They're average. There's no hype around them anymore.
There's no hype because they're good. They've been good. They've been good since Black Ops 4.
They were good, and then they just went eh.
Okay, so we won't even count this year. We won't even count this year, right? We'll go back to last year.
I mean, yeah, all last year they were mid. They're just consistent.
You're just looking for me to get angry, aren't you?
I'm just saying.
You can't even giggle. No, don't even.
Why no first places?
That team was checked. That team mentally was checked. They were still frying.
They were doing better last year with our cities than they're doing this year.
Yeah, and I put that on Slasher. I don't think Slasher was the best pickup for that team.
Maybe not skill wise, but
anyway, back to this New York roster real quick.
Roy Sender Michaels is the difference here.
I'll agree with that. I think not having D-Real, Drill, whatever his name is, I can't stand that guy. Every time I see him, I want to.
Bro, he doesn't know a fucking thing about Call of Duty.
And it shows.
Does not know a thing about Call of Duty, bro.
It shows. It literally shows. If I'm New York, right? Why? You had JP. Why wouldn't you have just kept JP?
He went to Optic.
You had JP previously who was willing to stay there, but yet you want to kick JP out and keep in this new coach to save face at the end of the day. Listen, I
am of the opinion that D-Real and Hydra is a package deal.
Oh, without a doubt it is. Without a doubt. And Krim has even come out and said that. That entire team last year said it. The only one Paul X said it. He said they were butt buddies. They were calling each other. It's a package deal. A little war tyrant as Hydra is. That man handpicked that team himself. And the only reason Skies is on this team was because him and Hydra were friends and they played Valorant for years while they were both losing. Call me faded.
That's kind of hard.
Call me faded.
Did Hydra's always been on New York?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He hasn't left.
He was supposed to be on that team back in Modern Warfare, but he had visa issues.
Fucking leave.
Tom handpicked that kid.
Yeah, leave. Go somewhere better.
Nah, I think New York's a good team. I think that they're doing well. I think keeping Kismet was definitely a power move. The one I'll say that has surprised me with their X Factor is Priesta.
What's the same? It's the same thing that happened with Hook, dude.
I don't know what it is. New system, new coaches, I don't know what it is, but dude just got
We have
reinvigorated.
literal superstar players, and we're throwing them into organizations that are god awful with players that are god awful.
Oh yeah, look, we got fucking TJ with Paris.
Whoa. Listen.
And we're expecting them to flourish in an environment where they're not comfortable playing. They're, these players don't just lose it. They don't just lose it. It's the same. It's why I was a little bit cautiously optimistic with Hook. It was a boomer bust for sure, but this guy's a multi FPS world champion.
Yeah.
You don't just forget what you've done for your entire life at the highest level possible. At that age.
Yeah, he's only what, 23, 24?
Yeah. But that's my point, dude. Like, Priesta is playing so freaking well. Standy is playing so freaking well.
Yeah.
After roster changes, dude.
Crazy. What team did they just come from? Both of them?
Standy and
Yeah, what team did they just come from? I'm kind of forgetting.
Standy came from Rocker.
Yeah, where did Priesta come from?
Rocker. Right?
Crazy.
Minnesota camp in shambles. Gary V didn't throw enough cash at him.
Minnesota. All right.
But do you remember this is sort of on topic. Do you remember the first ever home series was in Minnesota? And Gary V was just chilling on the desk just like, "Oh yeah, dude, I love Call of Duty, bro."
Yeah.
Take me back to CWL, please.
I think franchising is the inevitable future of esports.
It's gonna happen no matter what. Look at basketball. Look at hockey. Look at football. I mean,
It is the
look at
inevitable
it's
future of
gonna happen at
esports,
some
and I'm glad that Call of Duty is.
got in on it early.
While I don't agree with how the league's being run 90% of the time, I appreciate that something's at least being done for it.
Do you know why?
I think challengers, when done right, is the most healthy path to pro. My cat's
yeah, bro's having a little freak out, but I agree.
The next logical step is requiring every pro team to have an academy team.
Oh, I will agree with that, and that should have been a thing a while ago, and I think that should have been started with the league. I think Toronto Ultra, Rocker, and LAG have all gotten their shit together and have been like, "Whoa, we need a challengers team," and Boston too. Even though I don't think Boston's roster will ever enter, playing on that team, any of them. But I mean, look at what LAG has done. They basically took their entire challengers roster after signing 3 players to $3 million deals. I'm sorry, not 3 million. I'm sorry, 3-year deals. I'm sorry, and then you want to drop them into the pit.
The guard XD.
The guard. Anyway,
guy had one good event with
the guard
that he only knew how to use.
The guard.
Sign him.
I mean, do we want to talk about LAG and how good they're looking? I mean,
they haven't lost a hard point?
Yeah, they're like 11-0 or something like that. 11-0, I think.
Fucking nuts. And I think their first match is against
6. No.
No, they're like 11.
No. 8 now, I believe. Something along the lines of that. But anyway, they're undefeated since this new challengers team has come up. Point being, and this has been a question I've kind of been pondering. Does Exceed and Assault count as rookies?
Assault definitely not.
No.
Assault? No. Okay. Well,
Exceed,
then.
yeah.
I mean, then Standy doesn't really count as a rookie.
He's not a rookie either. Standy's like
when he was, he doesn't really count as a rookie, and neither does Scrappy.
Standy's third year.
Neither
Scrappy's
does
what, Scrap, like LA or Toronto Scrap.
Yes.
He's a rookie.
He's played against all of these guys before. Like that's the thing.
Yeah, but he's
Assault was on LAG Modern Warfare
with Aches.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
Assault was also in the CWL.
Yeah. He was on that team. Oh, I forgot about. He was on the CW. He was on Cold War. He was in Cold War too, wasn't he? He was in Cold War.
Assault has played for
He's played in
Dude,
almost every game except Vanguard.
No. Dude, he played for Stunner during AW. He played for E6 during Black Ops 3. He played for Cloud9 during Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
And then Echo Fox. And then Envy. And then
Envy?
he played for he played for Envy. In 2018.
Oh yeah.
And
anyway.
then the Rocker, and then the Gorillas, and then Ultra Academy.
He played for Rocker?
Let's see here.
Played for Rocker?
Assault,
I thought
Daughter X, Silly, and Apathy. No, dude. This was the weirdest roster in COD history. Apathy, Assault, Billy Mental from Gears of War,
Mental,
and Silly.
That dude's playing Halo now.
And then he was dropped in the Challengers. And then he was dropped in the Challengers for Cold War, and for Ultra Academy, and in Vanguard too. And then he went to LAG Academy with Diamond Con Exceed and Joe Deceives. And that's when they started in 2023 and 2022. Yeah.
I mean, Joe Deceives.
Yeah, so he was a pro. Assault is a borderline fucking veteran.
Bro's got veteran status.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Silly and the Minnesota Rocker, I wanted to bring this up before. When was the last time Minnesota has been in a finals?
I don't think they ever have outside of the Cold War one.
It's interesting.
Let's see here.
And who's been chalking games left and right? I think they just won, right? They just beat someone 3-0. They beat FaZe. That's what it was. They beat FaZe. Beezy must have been playing with one hand. I don't even get that.
Told you they're not good anymore.
Okay, then New York's not good either then.
What?
You're taking one game and you're like, yeah, they're terrible.
They haven't been doing good all year. What's the fuck's their record?
They're literally in third place.
Yeah, third.
Third.
Why not second?
Because they have the Toronto Ultra above them.
I just don't understand how, I don't understand how you think Slasher's an upgrade to that team. I
think there's a couple of thoughts that go into this team, right? So I think, right, they go, okay, who do we pick up? Okay, they looked at Dashy, they looked at Shotzi, I'm sure they looked at Illy when he got dropped. I'm sure Attach got brought up. I'm sure most of the ARs in the league probably got brought up to that team.
Yeah.
You know, most of them got signed, and then Alec was like, "All right, Pete, I'm Pete." I mean, at that finals, you could tell Alec was not into that game, and he did not care. If you watch that game, I mean, Alec, that team was so checked, you knew Alec was leaving. The only reason Alec was performing was because he was like, "I'm gonna go get my bag somewhere else and bring it home." You know.
Yeah.
There wasn't.
What was his contract? Do you know what?
To probably a 1+1 or a 2-year. But most pros are 1+1 ish. Besides, obviously, like your franchise players, I think even Pred's on like a 2-year. I think Standy's on 3. But I think
Didn't they sign one of some of the LAG guys before they got dropped to a 3-year? I thought one of them got signed. I thought like Spark got signed to a 3-year.
No, it was Alec.
Was Alec?
I think Spartan Neptune did too.
Like I said,
I think the only one that didn't was Hook.
At least I thought Spark did for sure. I thought he signed a 3-year.
You know, it'd be easier to tell if they actually posted this shit somewhere so I could see. But instead they keep everything in the dark. But
That's true.
Minnesota Rocker, I think there's a witch in that camp, if you guys know what I mean. I think something's going. They got a hex on them or something, bro. I don't know.
The witch is yen sauce.
It's fucked.
Yikes. Well, she's currently in the New York. She's currently in the New York camp.
Yeah, but she's preying on their downfall, bro. She's
She-
using them crystals.
I was not familiar with her, and then some of the COD community brought up receipts, and I definitely cashed in and looked at those. Wow, she is. Yikes.
You were talking to her in the pit, weren't you?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't think that was her. No, that was someone from Electrifying Steel.
Oh.
One of their like TikTok creators or something. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Electrifying Steel.
Yeah.
Do they have teams in anything else?
No.
Hmm.
But, what team have we not talked about?
Paris.
Paris.
Or fucking Vegas.
Hold on. Well, I do have one thing to say before we start with
The boy
Paris.
Tej.
I do have one thing to say. I know you guys can't. Here, I'll pull this up for
Are
you.
you
guys.
kidding me? I'm in Octane's stream right now and he's playing like marbles and I'm last place. I'm literally last place. What the fuck?
Look at Discord, both of you.
Which Discord?
I'm sharing my screen.
Hmm.
What the fucking fuck?
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see your vertical monitor.
Oh, sorry. That should not be that. It should be.
I apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game.
This is my apology to TJ
I owe you an
Holly.
I owe you an apology. I wasn't really familiar with your game.
It's just black for me.
It's the
Shaq
Is it the
meme.
Shaq one?
Yeah. Over the past couple of weeks, I will say,
Women lie, men lie, stats don't.
I will say, I've been giving TJ Holly a lot of shit.
Yeah, you can suck me.
And you know what happened? He picked his shit up. So I'm just saying, I'm that miracle worker. Must have heard the podcast. Must have turned his game around.
Yeah, he definitely watched.
Definitely watched.
Imagine.
Definitely watched. He definitely read your Twitter DM to join us on the podcast. But, you know, I was kind of shitting on TJ, and I watched more of his gameplay, and I will say, people give him a lot more hype than what he is, but you know, he is a phenomenal S&D player. I will give him that. I will give him.
Paris is good at S&D right now.
S&D or Paris is, I think, like 1 or 2 S&D wins away from like the all-time record of like, I think they're 7-0 in S&D, 8-0 in S&D. It's pretty impressive.
This is the year that Vegas Legion win a major.
They're not winning a major.
Clay's last year.
They're not winning a major.
He's gonna win champs and go out on top.
They're not winning. They're not. Don't get me wrong. It would be crazy. I don't even know if they're gonna make it to champs. But
They're gonna win champs.
Hashtag free Donnie Temp.
Free Donnie overrated temp.
Make it rain, make it rain.
I mean, kid's frying. I'll give him props, but I mean, there's not much to say at the point. I mean, they're not bottom of the leaderboard, so that's good. They're 11th, doing better than London.
Free to seam.
Free
that motherfucker.
Free seam. Do you before we hop over to the London train, let's just I do want to throw a couple more ideas out on Vegas, and I know I bring it up all the time, and I feel like we talk a lot about Vegas, but it's really disheartening at this point in time to see this team. Don't get me wrong, I am not like a Vegas fan. I am a little bit of a Vegas fan because I do like Donnie Temp, but like, I don't know what to say. There's just no support. It's the last. I mean, if you get put on to Florida, Vegas, or Ravens, it's like your last stitch effort. Like, I think you're on the last leg of your Call of Duty League career.
What the fuck? I thought it just headbutt the wall. Is my camera? Oh, never mind.
All right.
What the fuck?
Ravens. Trey Boy Cardi out. Paul X in. And you guys called me faded.
I said.
You
I
guys
also
called
said that
me
zero
faded,
was.
and where are we? Inevitably, we're back to where we started. Cue the Thanos.
You're forgetting that I also said that zero's also on his last legs.
No, I do remember that.
Who'd we say needed out?
Nasty.
Nasty. Yeah. How the fuck is he still in there? Yeah. Paul X. Zero out. Paul X in. Same team, bro. I don't know.
Hear me out.
Okay.
You're Vegas, right? You have
Bro, and you pick up zero for who?
Pro
I can
Loot.
entertain that.
Pro Loot. They're not dropping Clay. They're not going to drop Clay. I know that for a fact. They're not going to drop Temp. He's their franchise player. You know.
Oh God.
They're
Getting
not
franchise tagged by the Vegas Legion.
Vegas Legion.
God, that sounds like hell.
That is some level of hell that, like, I feel like it just can't be great, you know?
Getting franchise tagged by the Vegas Legion sounds like the worst thing imaginable.
They are the New York Jets of the CDL.
God, no, they're the Browns, dude.
They're the Jets, bro. They're the Jets. Like, at least the Browns win a couple of games.
Jesus.
Lastly, London Royal Ravens.
Leaper.
Free Asim.
But we've been saying that. I
That's all I'm gonna
mean,
say.
Matty Marshall popping off in that last game
That
against the
guy's fucking
Legion.
nuts.
Sleeper, bro.
I don't think they're a sleeper team. I really don't.
No, not even a sleeper team. Just I'm so bored.
Yeah, watch them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, it's the
Like sleeper meaning I would rather take a nap than watch them.
Watch them. Yeah. Yeah, it's I gotta be honest with you guys. I didn't even watch the game. I was like, this is the battle of mid right here, battle of midway. You know, so
I want to see them fight for their lives.
I think, and I know this will never happen, right? But hear me out. Let's start every major the same way the Pro-Am started, where we include a couple of challengers teams and really make it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me out. Why? Because I think that this Vegas roster would still place higher than this Ravens roster, and this Breach roster.
You guys hate on Breach. They're good.
I think
They're not bad.
I think Breach versus Elevate. Elevate wins that every single day of the week. I think Elevate team that came to the Pro-Am, I think Awakening is he still popping off?
He was sick that event.
Is he still popping off right now?
I'm pretty good, I'd say.
Let's see.
Check his.
I closed Breakpoint, of course.
The Gorillas.
Let's see. Advanced stats. Yep. Give me. First of all, Awakening 1.1, 111. Okay. Zinni 1.07. Neuro 0.96. Vivid 0.94.
So they're all doing decent.
What? They just can't put 2 and 2 together?
I don't know. I just don't see them. I don't see them changing. That's the thing. I definitely don't see them changing.
I agree. I don't see them changing either.
I see them doing good at least the top 5.
This event?
Yeah.
home team advantage. I could see it. I mean, they're 2-1 this split.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle 0-3.
Who'd they lose to?
Optic.
What was the score?
They got 3-0, bro. Or 3-1.
Huh.
I mean, I don't know. You want my opinion? Get Zed out of there.
Really?
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we've exhausted all. Oh.
Okay. No. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Like I hate the whole coach. Like, you can't blame the coaching because
I'm
like,
not blaming coaching.
They don't play for you.
No. Do you blame it on scrims then? How come they're doing so good in scrims? You want to bring up scrims? How come they're doing so good in scrims?
Well, that's just all. Every single team has said that Boston's the best. I can't say. Well, I don't know why.
Onliners.
Yeah, but you can't say that because then it's not transferring to the online games.
It's not transporting to the lands.
Oh. Again, we can't really count the last one because they had they were sick.
True.
They,
Yeah.
you know,
Awakening was out. Your main set.
Yeah, you can't really count that.
But like, yeah, I guess so. I was gonna say you can't put that all on Awakening being sick. I mean, it's hard to have a fill in. You know, Beans probably has never practiced with them.
Yeah.
And I don't know, buddy. I will let you know after this weekend when we watch more of these matches. You know, I don't know. You know, they look good. This split.
Yeah.
To an extent.
I think they're gonna do good in the major. I truly do think so.
I mean, you got home crowd advantage. It would really suck.
It's not even that. I just feel like once they have they've had a good amount of time to scrim now.
Let's just hope they don't pull a rocker and get rounded at their own major.
Jesus. Was that in
Cold War? It was in Cold War. It was in Vanguard. It was in you name the event. They got rounded.
Crazy.
No, they made. No. They won their event in Cold War. It was Standy's first event. But you know, I don't know.
Oh my God, Standy feels like he's been in here forever, but he hasn't.
Yeah.
Fellas, I gotta call it a night. I am.
Oh, weird.
Call picks, and then we can call it a night.
Picks. Okay.
Florida Ravens.
Florida.
Ravens 3-0.
Florida 3-2.
Wait, Ravens 3-1 Florida.
3-2. Florida.
Ooh.
Vegas and subliners.
New York 3-0.
It's gotta be. 3-1.
Wow.
I'll go 3-1 because I'll give Vegas the S&D. FaZe
3-1 New York.
That's
that's a faded take, but okay.
All right.
You know
that
what?
is the most faded take I've ever heard.
I just got a feeling.
Okay. You know what? We'll come back to this moment at this point in time. You know. FaZe versus LAG.
LAG 3-1.
LAG 3-0.
FaZe 3-2.
Can't really go wrong with this series. Could go any fucking way, bro.
It could go either way. Yeah, that's definitely a toss-up. And then LAG, has to regain very quickly in the first match on Saturday. LAG versus Toronto. They gotta roll through the 2 games here.
LAG 3-1 Toronto.
LAG
Toronto 3-2.
Toronto 3-1. Toronto 3-1. Vegas versus Optic.
Optic 3-0.
3-0.
Vegas 3-2 Optic.
Vegas 3-2 Optic. Okay.
I'm just kidding. Optic 3-2 Vegas.
We will come back to this moment in the podcast, and I will post this clip. If Vegas beats Optic, I will post this clip followed by all of the out-of-pocket tweets that AJ is about to send out just right underneath, right on Twitter. Just go right down the line. I'll just cue this clip right here. And then the next thing that'll pop up will be all of AJ's tweets in succession.
There, I just gave you the soundbite.
Perfect. There you go. Breach versus Florida.
Florida
Boston.
3-2 breach.
Boston 3-0.
I'll go Boston 3-1.
I'll stop doing faded takes.
Okay.
Boston 3-2 Florida.
Yeah. Seattle versus New York.
New York 3-0 Seattle.
New York 3-1.
3-2 Seattle. Going 3-2. I feel like this is Seattle's bounce back. Against New York,
keep
the
thinking
best,
that, bud.
best team in the league.
They're chalk for the rest of the year.
They're chalk to at least major 3. Rocker versus Seattle.
Rocker 3-1.
I'm gonna go Seattle again. 3-2.
Seattle 3-1.
I like your take, AJ. 3-1. 3-1. LA Thieves versus Boston.
Boston 3-0.
Boston 3-2.
I think it depends. It depends. This game highly depends on if Kenny plays or if Capsule's in.
Now either way, LA Thieves lose.
I think LA Thieves win this. Okay, so hear me out.
And then draws his girlfriend, stubs her toe.
if Cap's in, I'm calling 3-2. If Kenny's in, I'm calling Boston 3-2. I think it's going to be a close match. I think this one could go either way, too. Then the last match to wrap it up, Optic Texas versus Atlanta FaZe.
Optic 3-0.
Optic 3-0.
You guys just FaZe haters. I'm calling 3-1.
Optic 3-0 Slasher retires right there.
Okay, everyone. Hish, hit us with the outro.
Let me take a blinker.
Take a blinker.
Jesus.
Take a blinker for every faded take you just took. Wait, Hish, I'll make you a deal. You have to take a blinker for every single Seattle win this split.
What? Okay, that was the outro. Get the fuck out of here.
Bye-bye.